final this. It really does shape as something pretty special. 6 boats that have been in fine form all year. And Rod, this lawn crew in Alley 2, which we're not seeing on screen at the moment, that's the Maroochydore side, but this is the lawn crew, a pretty special group of young men.
Absolutely, the elite of surf clubs, I've got to say, boat rowers. A lot of people wouldn't agree, but I've got to say, Lorne have been together, an interesting crew, because they've been together now for about 5 years. They started rowing when they're 14. They've got a father and son in there. One of the great things about surf boats is a lot of these suites have got fathers and sons in the crews, and daughters for that matter. So there's obviously a lot of there's good banter around the dinner tables at night, I've got to say. Yeah,
and what a wonderful feeling it'd be to do what the likes of Kevin Bluey Myers and his son Grant did, to win an Australian gold medal together, you know, father and son. And the father said to his son, look, if you want to row, go and find some mates who are all about the same age and are going to be dedicated, and they have been.
Yeah, and you know, that's the lovely thing about this sport. I was lucky enough to do the same thing with my son, although my wife probably wouldn't agree it's a great thing. But no, it's good. I've got to say, Lorne, it's a very elite crew here. We've got Lorne, who interesting enough got third last year in the final, and they're off.
And we're away. And from the bottom of your screen, it's the Lorne boat where we have the camera. It's Rainbow Bay at the bottom of the screen. Maroochydore next. Point Lonsdale next. Dicky Beach, Lorne, and then Alexandra Headlands.
Okay, so we're away, and it's going to be interesting going through this break, because a lot of this can all happen, I suppose, in this area. This is where boat races are won and lost, because if you get a couple of lengths here, you can really get away from them. So they're really powering out here, and they've probably got their foot to the floor at the moment, these crews.
Indeed they have. Maybe just in front Dicky Beach at this stage as we go back to this Lorne crew. What's the sweep saying to them?
Well, I think they're very wary going out through these waves. The big issue is to make sure you're up in front chocks when you're going over the waves. You'll see them all come forward to try and lift that bow up, and that's a bad one we've copped back down there. But you can see there's big lengths now between these boats, and they've managed to be able to do that through where we're going. So leading at the moment is Dicky Beach, which is interesting, from Caloundra. And they're probably, you'd have to say, a dark horse.
Yeah, Dicky Beach from Lorne, and then Alexandra Headlands. It does appear, given that they're all in the northern alley, that has been a little better. And given we're going to Rainbow Beach now to have a look at them, given how wide the start line has to be in boats, it's always difficult for the officials to ensure the fairest possible start.
Yeah, I mean, that's surfboat rowing, and you've got to be, the thing about surfboat rowing, you've got to be that much better than the other crews. And, you know, consistency is what it's all about. You have to come from behind a lot of times. It's the crews that are able to overcome this.
There's our leaders, Dicky Beach, as you say. That used to be North Caloundra, but it is something of a surprise. They were third at the Queensland title, so they're hitting form at the right time. That was only a couple of weeks ago, and they're only about a quarter of a boat length in front at the moment from that Lorne crew, and they're doing a terrific job, as we know. But of course, all of this could go out the window with a bad turn.
Yeah, well, turns are everything, and it's interesting this year. There's a lot of sweeps that are actually sitting on the back of the boat when they turn instead of putting the oar across. You can see that happening there, the sweep sitting on the back, and that's crucial because you can make up 2 or 3 boat lengths, and that never used to happen. So it's a new style that's come in, and it seems to be working for these crews. But
they've made the turn pretty well. Dicky Beach still in front, and just to number them for you, that's Dicky Beach there, that's the Lorne crew in second, and Rainbow Bay currently in third. So it's Dicky Beach, Lorne, Rainbow Bay, and then at the top of the screen, Alexander Headlands, probably in 4th position at the moment. There's the Dicky Beach crew, and here's the view from our camera boat with that Lorne crew as they begin to put the big ones in to catch these runners on the way in, Rob.
Yeah, and that's Alistair McComb, the stroke there of Lorne, and his father's, his father is Alistair, he's Jared McComb, and they're father and son stroke and sweep. It's interesting to see how they go. Watch for this Rainbow Bay crew up on this end, because they're going to be very hard to beat.
Yeah, and there's a wave coming for Rainbow Bay. Just looking out to see at the moment, Rainbow Bay may have rowed themselves into about 2nd position and may even be coming through in 1st at the moment. They're going to pick up this wave, Rainbow Bay.
That's very good rowing. That's very good rowing.
Can the sweep hold it? Here he is.
The crucial part of the wave now. He's held it so far. The good thing about these guys is they've got to hold their seats. They haven't come aft, so they're in a good position to row. But It looks like they're going to have it because I think that looked like Dickie Beaks. It hasn't quite got over that wave.
Yeah, they're the defending champions, Rainbow Bay. They're home. I think Lorne is in second. There's a wave coming for Alexandra Headlands as well. They're on a wave, but they're home. Rainbow Bay certainly taking it out for the second year in a row.
Here.
So
that's
great
a great effort. Yeah, it is a great effort from Rainbow Bay. They had to come from behind, and that's what boat rowing's all about.
And Dickie Beach, terrific job for them to finish in second. Alexandra Headlands in third, and Lorne have just missed out on the placings. But the defending champions, Rainbow Bay, they took out the Queensland titles, and they've taken out the Australian titles for the second year in a row. And somewhere amongst all of that, we may get down to them in a few minutes.
Well, that's interesting, you see, because if Dickie Beach came second, downtown Caloundra, that's a fantastic effort for them. They haven't been in it all year.
So let's head down to Pete in the
Damien, come forward, mate.
amongst this celebration. Pete, take it away.
Damien, mate, the adulation is obvious. How was it? How did the boys perform? That's defending the title.
Mate, they were keen from the start. We got hit on the short back a little bit, but the boys worked hard going to the cans, and now that turn they really lifted. And we brought out the line at the end, which is good.
Now, boys, can you sum up what it's like to back-to-back titles? I think it's obvious.
Yeah, I don't think they're happy at all, and well, why shouldn't they be? The one thing about boat rowing is you work so hard as a team in what can often be a pretty individual sport.
Look, it's been a long, hard year for these guys, and that was a very elite group that they rode with. They got out, I think they were about third or fourth from the start. So to come from where they did was a great effort, and I've got to say, worthy victors.
Indeed they were, and they'll be celebrating long and hard. And, but a great effort from Dickie Beach that were, as I said, third at the Queensland titles. They've obviously hit form at the right time as well. Alexandra Headlands, Lorne, they weren't that far away, and sometimes you know, a wave will pop up in the right section of the break.
That's right.
And we could have, we've got a photo finished basically for second and third. The officials are now discussing whether they can split second and third, so we'll have a little look at that in a few moments for you with the official results. But of course, what can often be the worst alley going out is the best alley coming back in, and we've seen a bit of an example of that there with Rainbow Bay. We'll be back with the results.